Welcome back to another new year and another outdoor philosophy. Today I want to take some time and just talk about learning in this new year. A new year, as we talked about, I think last time, it's a time to stop, it's a time to reflect, it's a time to think back. And as we're starting to think back, I also want you to think ahead, think into the future. Look at where you came from, look at where you are going, and determine for yourself, is there anything else you want to achieve or accomplish this year? In other words, yes, set goals, as we talked about last time. But what I want to mention today is just the ability, we've talked a lot on this channel about keeping yourself a little bit better shape, learning, thinking more. What I want you to think about this year is consider learning while you're walking. Take some time to walk if you are able, and listen to some podcasts and things instead of listening to music. Now, I try and run a lot. Last couple months, or about the last month or so, I have not gotten nearly as much running in as I would like to do. So I'm just doing some walking instead. But I found that when I'm walking, I'm listening to a lot of music. And the other day I'm like, why am I perpetually just listening to music? Music is fine. It's okay, I'll just say. You can get some inspiration from it. It can lift your moods. But what I realized is I was listening to some of the songs over and over, or maybe some new ones, maybe some songs I haven't listened to for a long time. Got a little bit of nostalgia listening to some old stuff I haven't listened to in probably a decade or so. Listening to some things, enjoying it, but I realized at the end that I'm spending a lot of time walking. I'm trying to cross a certain step goal. I'm trying to make sure that I am remaining physically fit. But listening to nothing but music was probably not the best thing. Honestly, the walking is good, but I can add something else to my walking to help me learn and to grow. Now, as a Christian, I listen to a lot of sermons and things, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go and plow through and see if there's any sermon series I wanted to listen to and haven't yet, and I threw those on my phone so that now I can plug in headphones, and yes, I still use headphones with headphone jacks, or smartphones with headphone jacks, but you plug those in, listen to them, and now I'm actually learning and growing as I'm walking. Now, there may also be a time when I want to listen to, non-sermon things, in which case podcasts are an excellent thing. Now, this is one area where I think the smartphone technology really helps us out a lot, or at least an internet-connected MP3 player, in that you can set a podcast subscription feed and download it automatically. Now, I don't generally like to do that kind of stuff. It's just an option, a tool, if that's the thing you like. Even if, though, you don't like to automatically download things, which is cool, just have your, monitor the places where you want to get your podcasts and throw those onto your device and listen to those while you walk. Figure out, are you going to walk for a half hour a day, an hour a day? Download and listen to enough podcasts. That way you're getting in the exercise that you need, but you're also going to be learning as you go. And that is something that I get a lot of things done, as you guys know, particularly if you follow the other channels that I do. I get a lot of things done, and the way I'm able to do that is because I can do things like I can multitask and doing things like I want to get some exercise done, but I also want to learn a new trait. Well, let's go ahead and couple a podcast with the exercise so that I can learn something while I'm doing things. That way I accomplish two goals simultaneously. Think about the ways that you can accomplish multiple types of goals at the same time. Exercise is your best thing that can be added to something else. Whether it's you're doing weightlifting, you can do weightlifting to podcasts. And I know I want to listen to heavy metal music while I'm listening to weightlifting. I hear the argument, but honestly, I've done it both ways. I've done weightlifting to music. I've done weightlifting to sermons. I've done weightlifting to documentaries to learn more things. Honestly, it's the same at the end of the day. Take the time to learn this year. So go online, whether it's on YouTube. Several YouTube channels have podcasts. If you're a minimalist, the minimalists have a podcast. There's just jump on it, whatever podcast subscription feed you happen to have, and start looking for things you want to learn. You want to learn website SEO. I'm sure there's a podcast for it somewhere. You want to learn how to start a new business. I'm sure there's a podcast for it. You want to learn another language? Excellent for exercise. Throw on some immersive stuff and go. There's so many cool things that you can couple to walking, to lifting, to all these types of things, so that you can continue to learn and consume the things you need to have this break. And there is actually a great power and benefit to exercising while you're learning something, because it actually helps you to retain information longer. So that's a very important thing to consider as well. So in other words, want to make sure that as you're getting out and you are learning something, learn in such a way as to remember it. If you listen to the same podcast a couple times too, which I always recommend, listen to things a few times. You're never going to learn everything the first time, especially if you're exercising, because you're going to miss something as your attention goes here and there. But listen to it a few times. That'll actually help you in the long run. So download some podcasts, listen to those podcasts, learn and grow this year in 2020 going ahead. And then you will not have to look back and say, hindsight's 2020. So anyway, I had to get one bad one in. You guys didn't know that. So anyway, thanks for coming along on this outdoor philosophy. Nice short one today. Take the time this year. Find some podcasts. Throw them on some player that you can listen to. Walk and listen to them at the same time. Knock out the exercise and the learning goals simultaneously. Thanks for coming along on this outdoor philosophy, and we will see you next time.